Well, it's proper that we ask the Lord to bless those officials who are elected and are in authority over us. And I wanted to read one scripture out of Timothy that addresses this, and then I'll pray. It's out of 1 Timothy chapter 2. It says, I exhort, therefore, that of all that supplications, prayers, intercessions, thanksgivings be made for all men, for kings and all that are in high place, that we may lead a tranquil and quiet life in all goodness and gravity. This is good and acceptable in the sight of God our Savior, who would have all men to be saved and come to the knowledge of the truth. So with that, let's bow. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your hand of grace and protection, Lord, that you've had over our land for so long. We ask that you would bless these men who have been selected, Lord, for these positions. We ask that you would bless our community, Father God, that we might prosper and be in good health, that we might be protected from evil. And we thank you for it, Father. And so, Father, I pray that you would bless each one, that you would keep them, that you would cause your face to shine upon them and be gracious to them, that you would lift the light of your countenance upon them and give them your peace. In Jesus' name, thank you.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Once again, I want to welcome everybody and thank everybody for being here today. It's an exciting day as we start 2017. So without further ado, we'll start the swearing in ceremony. The first commissioner will be sworn in will be Commissioner Peter Murphy, District Commissioner for 2. He'll be sworn in by Judge Warren Douglas.
All right, Peter, you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Careful what you ask for, you might get it. Would you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, J. Peter Murphy.
I, J. Peter Murphy.
A citizen of Glynn County.
Citizen of Glynn County.
And being an employee of Glynn County.
And being an employee
of Glynn.
Of Glynn.
And the recipient of public funds.
And the recipient of public funds.
For services rendered.
For services rendered.
As such employee.
As such employee.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
And affirm.
And affirm.
That I will support.
That I will support.
The Constitution.
Constitution.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And the Constitution of Georgia.
And the Constitution of Georgia.
So help you God. If you do not swear, you do so affirm.
So help me God.
And repeat after me. Your oath as a county commissioner. I, J. Peter Murphy.
I, J. Peter Murphy.
Do swear or affirm.
Do swear or affirm.
That I will.
That I will.
Well and truly.
Well and truly.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Of Commissioner.
Of Commissioner.
For Glynn County.
For Glynn County.
In all matters.
In all matters.
Which require.
My
official action.
My official action.
To the best of my knowledge.
To the best of my knowledge.
And skill.
And skill.
And I will so act.
And I will so act.
As in my judgment.
As in my judgment.
Will be most conducive.
Will be most conducive.
To the welfare.
To the welfare.
And best interest.
And best interest.
Of the entire county.
Of the entire county.
And I have been.
And I have been.
A resident.
A resident.
Thereof.
Thereof.
For the time required.
For the time required.
By the Constitution.
By the Constitution.
And laws of the state.
And the laws of the state.
And I do further solemnly swear.
And I do further solemnly swear.
That I am not.
That I am not.
The holder.
The holder.
Of any unaccounted for public money.
Of any unaccounted for public money.
Due the state.
Due the state.
Or any political subdivision.
Or any political subdivision.
Or authority thereof.
Or authority thereof.
That I am not.
That I am not.
The holder.
The holder.
Of any office.
Of any office.
Of trust.
Of trust.
Under the government.
under the government
of the United States,
of the United States,
any other state,
any other state,
or any foreign state,
or any foreign state,
which I am prohibited
which I am prohibited
from holding
from holding
by the laws
by the laws
of the state of Georgia,
of the state of Georgia,
and that I am
and that I am
otherwise qualified
otherwise qualified
to hold said office
to hold said office
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and laws of Georgia,
and laws of Georgia,
and that I will
and that I will
support
support
the constitutions
the constitutions
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you,
Please
sir.
sign this one.
Everything we cover on
So Richard, if I want to say a word or two to my people that are here, would it be appropriate?
No. I just wanted to point out, if you noticed, when you're sworn in as a United States Senator or even the President or United States Congressman, all you got to do is say, I do. You're sworn in as a county commissioner. You got to recite the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence.
I'm going to put this in an envelope and Cindy's going to give it to you.
Okay. What about that one?
You want to make it a motion.
Okay, great. So Commissioner Strickland was kind enough to allow me to make some remarks. I'm the newest commissioner here today, and just had a couple things I wanted to say because so many of the people here and others who couldn't be with us have been so good to Debbie and myself. This all started on March 10th when we qualified to run for the office, and we campaigned hard right through the runoff in July 25th. We met many very wonderful people on the islands, people we did not know, people that were very generous and supportive. But it really was amazing to me how supportive, both emotionally and financially, the people of the island were to us during the election season. And then subsequent to that, I've been extremely busy. I've had a chance to get to know and meet the other 6 commissioners and spend time with them. It's been absolutely fabulous getting to know them and our county manager, Alan Hours, and our attorneys, Aaron Mumford and Will Worley. Everybody's been just incredibly supportive of me, a newcomer who really has had no prior political experience. But now, after taking the oath, and I was being an Irishman, I get emotional at times like this, and during our wedding vows, I was crying so much, I don't think anybody heard anything. But it's been 42 years, so it must have been official. So I was very happy to be able to stare at my friend Judge Douglas, since he has good stern face to hold me up at this time. But now, with that, I'm entering, as President Roosevelt said, the man in the arena phase, which I'm really looking forward to with great energy and enthusiasm. And working with the 6 commissioners who I respect and appreciate more than they know at the present time, and all the men and women of the county government I've been able to meet. But I'm here to promise you my honesty, my transparency, and my accessibility to make Glynn County the prosperous and desirable county that we all want it to be, and the best in the state of Georgia for all the citizens of our county. Thank you very much.
Yeah, wait till your first paycheck.
All right, folks, the next swearing in will be Commissioner Alan Booker. District 5 County Commissioner. He'll be sworn in by Judge Warren Douglas.
Because Commissioner Booker is a veteran to this, we don't have to go through line by line item with him. But with Peter, I think I wanted to hear it come out of his mouth first. Commissioner, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you, Alan Booker, a citizen of Glynn County, and being an employee of Glynn, and the recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Georgia. So help you God. I do. And do you, Commissioner Booker, do swear or affirm that you will well and truly discharge the duties of Commissioner for Glynn County in all matters which require your official action, to the best of your knowledge and skill, and you will so act as in your judgment will be most conducive to the welfare and best interests of the entire county? And are you a resident thereof for the required time required by the Constitution and laws of the state? And do you further solemnly swear or affirm that you are not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due to the state, or any political subdivision or authority thereof, and that you are not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any foreign state, which you are prohibited from holding by the laws of the state of Georgia, and that you are otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution of the United States and laws of Georgia, and that you will support the constitutions of the United States and of this state. So help you God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Commissioner to be sworn in will be Commissioner Michael Browning, District 1 County Commissioner. He'll be sworn in by Judge Stephen Kelly.
Got your orders. Commissioner Browning, I think 4 years ago we were standing here.
4 years ago and 50 pounds later.
So I questioned his judgment at that time, and now second go around, I don't know. I got to really think about it now. We appreciate your service to the county. If you raise your right hand, he gets the short version also.
Thank you.
All right, you, Michael Browning, a citizen of Glynn County and being an employee of Glynn and a recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Georgia. You do. Okay. You, Michael Browning, do swear that you will well and truly discharge the duties of Commissioner for Glynn County in all matters which require your official action to the best of your skill and your knowledge, and you will so act as in your judgment will be the most conducive to the welfare and best interests of the entire county. Do you further solemnly swear that you are not the holder of any unaccounted public money due this state, or any political subdivision or authority thereof, and that you are not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States or other state or any foreign state which you are prohibited from holding by the laws of the state of Georgia, and that you are otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution of the United States and the laws of Georgia, and that you will support the constitutions of the United States and this state. So help you God.
I do.
Congratulations. I don't understand why y'all prefer that short version. Very good. I'll date it and we'll get started. Thank you.
And of course, we've saved the best for last. Commissioner Bob Coleman, at-large commissioner. Bob's starting his third term. He'll be sworn in by Judge Stephen Sparman.
I think it's very appropriate that the dean of the commission goes last. Is that right?
Thank you.
We appreciate your service.
Thank you, sir.
This third.
Third.
You ready?
As in ninth year getting ready.
Oh, you can just sign. You can just sign it then. All right. Left hand, right hand up. I, Bob Coleman, a citizen of Glynn County and an employee of Glynn, and a recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Georgia. I do further solemnly swear that I will well and truly discharge the duties of Commissioner for the County of Glynn in all matters which require my official action to the best of my knowledge and skill, and I will so act in my judgment as will be most conducive to the welfare and interest of the entire county. I have been a resident thereof for the time required by the Constitution and laws of this state. I do further solemnly swear that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States or any other state or any foreign state, which I am prohibited from holding by the laws of the state of Georgia, and that I am otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution of the United States and the laws of Georgia, and that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, so help me God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. Didn't have to do this for a while back.
You got some fishing string on there?
I don't lose it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I'd just like to make a couple of quick comments here. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your support over the years. It's been quite educational, to say the least, being an at-large commissioner. We touch all corners. Me and Commissioner Stambaugh touch all the corners in the county, and we deal with all different kind of issues. Nothing particular, if you will. But I want to say thank you to the voters, excuse me, the voters and the taxpayers of this county for supporting me, and hopefully that the next 4 years will be a lot better than the last 8, as far as I'm concerned. And thank you very much for your support, and Happy New Year, everybody.
All right, commissioners. I would say start your engines, but take your seats.
Your card and your certificate out there. Okay. Official card from the Secretary of State. Great. Yes, sir. Give us that.
All right, folks, we'll move forward with our next order of business. And before we do that, I'd just like to make a few comments. I'd like to thank my fellow commissioners for their support. I'd like to thank the citizens of this community. We've had a good year and a bad year. The good year was that we had a lot accomplished. We got SPLOST 2016 passed before the voters. The bad part of it was that we had the first hurricane in 118 years. And we hope it's another 118 years before we have the next one. But this community deserves a lot of credit for the way they accomplished the aftermath of the hurricane and the way that this community performed. So I just once again like to thank my fellow commissioners and the citizens of this community for everything that they did in 2016. Having said that, the floor is open for nominations for chairman of the Glynn County Board of Commissioners for 2017.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Commissioner Bill Brunson.
I have a nomination of Commissioner Bill Brunson. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are closed. All of those in favor of Bill Brunson being chairman of the Glynn County Board of Commissioners for 2017 signify by raising your right hand. That is unanimous. Congratulations. I'm sorry. All those opposed? All right, I'm sorry. 6-1.
I'll now call for nominations for Vice Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Commissioner Browning.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Is there a motion the nominations be closed?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor of Commissioner Browning signify by raising your right hand. Congratulations, Commissioner Browning. I'd like to ask any of my other fellow commissioners if they'd like to say anything, make a statement. I've noticed over the past 2 years this is an awfully shy group, so I don't know that, but if you want to say anything, but if you do, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations to you on your election as chairman. I look forward to some good, strong leadership for 2017. And I again want to thank Commissioner Strickland. He did lead us through a year when we had a hurricane that a lot of people in Glynn County had never experienced a hurricane, and it was a learning curve. Even though I remember Dora back in the 60s, I was not a county commissioner, believe it or not, like Bob was. And we were all on a learning curve about how to get through this thing and get our citizens back in their homes and our streets cleared and our neighborhoods cleared and put everything back together. And I think Commissioner Strickland did a wonderful job with all the help that he got from our staff. I want to say that again because it was a monumental task. And so before we get out of here, 2016 too far behind us, I just want to again thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Browning, for those comments. Anybody else?
One other thing I'd like to say is, this is just having one new commissioner on here. It does make it a new commission. And saying that, I want to welcome our new commissioner, Peter Murphy. Look forward to working with him. And with you on board, I look for this to be a great year, too, for Glynn County. So, thank you.
Commissioner Stanbaugh.
I just have one thing to say to our new commissioner. 2 years ago, I did the same thing you did tonight. And all I got to say is, welcome to the jungle, Commissioner.
Bill, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry. I would like to also congratulate you for being chosen as chair. And I would ask that that we seek to have a closer working relationship with the city this year. I do believe that we made an effort last year, good faith effort on Commissioner Strickland, but I think that there's more to do, and I think it would truly benefit the entire county. So that's just one thing that I ask.
Thank you, Commissioner Booker. I've been Bill a lot longer than I've been Mr. Chairman, so don't worry about that. Anybody else? Well, again, I'd like to congratulate all of those that were sworn in tonight, and thank you for your willingness to serve. I can assure you that I can assure the audience they're not doing it for the money. And Commissioner Murphy, welcome. We look forward to your insightfulness and for your perspective as we serve the citizens of Glynn County. And we're excited to have you on board as a new commissioner. And to our commissioners, thank you for the confidence that you've shown in me to allow me to be the chairman for 2017. I'm honored. I'm humbled, and unashamedly, I'm a little bit nervous. As you look at this Glynn County, there are a lot of moving parts, and if you look at it in its totality, it's a little bit overwhelming. And as I was thinking about the challenges, my personal challenge and challenges as serving as the chairman, I thought back to some of my life experiences as a 12-year-old paperboy, and then fast forward to an Air Force pilot, and then moving to run a retail business for a little over 35 years. And, in all those scenarios, I can't remember having seen a copy of Robert's Rules of Order. I have made the comment often that if I had run H&H using Robert's Rules of Order, I would have defaulted on the second payroll. But that is a private business, and this is the public's business. This is your business. This is about your money. And so Robert's Rules of Order are important. They're important because they're part of our ordinance. They're important for clarity, and they're important for transparency. And so, council, I'm going to admonish you now. If I start drifting toward a parliamentary train wreck, I'm going to make sure that you assert yourself aggressively and frequently if needed. 2017 really is probably not unlike most years in that there are challenges and there are foreseen challenges. There are probably unforeseen challenges as well, and that's really not any different from any year. The first thing that we certainly will be challenged with is a budget. And the law states that if you vote to spend it, you got to vote to fund it. It's got to be balanced. And it's certainly a little premature to talk about the details of how we might balance our budget, but I think everything is on the table. The only thing that I can assure you as taxpayers is that these 7 guys sitting at this dais up here are going to do everything we can to make sure that we're prudent, that make sure that we're good stewards of your money, and to make sure that you get the biggest bang for your buck. I don't think there's anything on our agenda in 2017 that is more important than community development. As we try to leverage growth, which is a good thing, and leverage that with our infrastructure that we have, leverage it with our natural resources, with our ecosystem, with the ambiance of our community and the beauty of our community in which we live. And that is a fine balancing act. But we always have to remember we've got to do those things and balance those things under the umbrella of our ordinances and under the umbrella of the law. SPLOST will, as Commissioner Strickland alluded, will begin to come to fruition during 2017, and I think we began collecting money in April, if I'm right. But plans are already underway to use that capital, to make that capital infusion into our much-needed infrastructure. And as we do that, we're going to improve the quality of life for all the citizens in Glynn County. So we're excited about SPLOST. And not to be redundant, but reflecting just back on 2016 for a second, nobody had a crystal ball and nobody forecast our unwelcome visitors. And if, God forbid, we had another catastrophic event in 2017, I can tell you one thing for sure. I would drag this man right here, Richard Strickland, into the EOC with me, probably kicking and screaming. But I can't say enough about his leadership in some difficult days, from the days when we initially evacuated to the final debris pickup. Richard Strickland showed great leadership, great courage, made hard decisions along with the staff. And I'll tell you, this community owes him a great debt of gratitude. And I must mention also Commissioner Provenzano. He was there with him every day in the EOC. So, Richard, thank you very much for your contribution to our community. Commissioners, my pledge to you is if I know about it, you're going to know about it. We don't need any smartest guys in the room. And at the end of the day, when all is finished and we pull this thing off for the last time, Alan, I don't know what we do with these. Maybe you recycle them or you grind them up or chip them up or do something with them. I don't have any idea. But when we take that badge off for the last time, I hope that we can all look back at what we've done and say, we left it better than we found it. So with that, let's go have refreshments. I think our newest employee in the county. She has been on the job for a total of 3 days. And so, Pam, if you would just stand up so everybody can see you. When I was doing my pontification, I was looking for her, but I couldn't find her. She was back there on the back row. But Pam Thompson is our new community director, and we are delighted to have you here, director of community development. And we're glad that you're here, and I can assure you that you'll have the support of the seven of us. And I know the happiest guy in the room tonight is Mr. Hours. And so we're just delighted to have you on board with us, Pam. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I move to add item 7 to the agenda to appoint a commissioner to serve on the JWSC, Joint Water Sewer Commission.
Second.
Okay, item number 7 is added. Okay, appointments. We'll do it on number 7. Call for a vote to add number 7. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, could we, all those in favor of adding item number 7 to the agenda, please signify by raising your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Commissioner Stanbaugh. I'll get this under control here at some point in time, probably about December. Around December, I ought to have it down. As far as appointments tonight, I'm going to defer a majority of the appointments to the boards until our work session. It was a little bit quick to try to meet with the commissioners and talk to them about these various boards and appointments. So I'm going to do that at our first work session. The only committee that I am going to appoint tonight is finance. This business doesn't run too well without money, and finance meets before our work session, and so they need to have that appointments made to the finance committee. And I'm going to make that appointment as Commissioner Stanbaugh as chairman, Commissioner Strickland, and Commissioner Murphy. And if I could get a motion to ratify those appointments.
Mr. Chairman, I move to confirm the appointments for Commissioner Stanbaugh, Commissioner Strickland, and Commissioner Murphy. Commissioner Stanbaugh being the chairman to the Finance Committee.
Thank you. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. Okay. Consider appointing 4 citizens to serve on the Mainland Planning Commission as nominated by the applicable commissioner. And the first one is District 1, Commissioner Browning.
Mr. Chairman, my nomination for the Mainland Planning Commission is Mr. Gene Lee.
Any other nominations? All right. All those in favor of Mr. Gene Lee as the appointment to the Mainland Planning Commission from District 1, signify by raising your right hand.
You can do it as a group or individually. It's your pleasure, however you want to do it.
Now, what were you asking about a second?
No, you can either do it individually or you can do it as a group.
Okay. Well, we'll do it individually. District 2, Commissioner Murphy.
Yes, sir. My nominee is Mr. Bill Edgy.
Okay. Nominee Mr. Bill Edgy. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All those in favor of Mr. Bill Edgy as the Mainland Planning Commission nominee from District 2? That is unanimous, I think, going up and down. All right. District 5, Commissioner Booker.
I nominate Mr. John Williams.
All right. District 5 Commission nomination, Mr. John Williams. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All those in favor of John Williams as the Commissioner for District 5, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. All right. At-large post number 2, Commissioner Coleman.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Gary Neville.
The nomination is Gary Neville. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor of Gary Neville for the appointment for Commissioner at Large, post number 2, signify by raising your right hand. All right, that is unanimous. Okay, these terms are going to begin immediately and will expire December 31st of 2020. All right, now we will consider appointing 4 citizens to serve on the Island Planning Commission as nominated by the following commissioners. And again, we'll begin with District 1, Commissioner Browning.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Mr. Patrick Duncan as my nominee.
Mr. Patrick Duncan. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor of Mr. Patrick Duncan as the District 1 nominee from Commissioner Browning signify by raising your right hand. That is unanimous. District 2, Commissioner Murphy.
I nominate Ms. Carla Kate to serve on the Island Planning Commission.
Nominee is Carla Kate. Any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor of Carla Kate for the District 2 Commission nominee for Island Planning Commission signify by raising your right hand. That is unanimous. District 5, Commissioner Booker.
I nominate Ms. Odessa Rooks.
Nominee is Odessa Rooks. Any other nominations for Commission for District 5, Island Planning Commission? Hearing none, all those in favor of Odessa Rooks signify by raising your right hand. That is unanimous. At large, post number 2, Commissioner Coleman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Mr. Ed Meadows.
Mr. Ed Meadows is a nominee. Any other nominations? All right. All those in favor of Mr. Ed Meadows as the nominee from at-large post District 2 signify by raising your right hand. That is unanimous. And let me offer congratulations to all those who are going to be serving in those very difficult and sometimes contentious positions. And we thank you for your willingness to serve and to be a vital part of making this all happen like it ought to.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to approve all items on consent agenda, general business, except for any item any commissioner so wishes to pull for further discussion.
Second.
All right. Anybody would push to pull an item for discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as it is, please signify by raising your right hand. That's unanimous. Okay, we have an appointment to consider 1 applicant to serve on the Glynn County Board of Health, representing the underprivileged, the needy, the elderly. The term begins immediately and ends December the 31st, 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Judy Lance.
Judy Lance is nominated by Commissioner Strickland.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Deborah Reiner.
Deborah Reiner is nominated by Mr. Coleman, Commissioner Coleman. Any other nominations? Moved a motion the nominations be closed. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Okay, all those in favor of Judy Lance for the appointee to the Glynn County Board of Health signify by raising your right hand. 2. All those that are in favor, want to vote in favor of Deborah Reiner as the Glynn County Board of Health representative, raise your right hand. 2, 3, 4. That is a majority. Deborah Reiner is our new representative for the Glynn County Board of Health. Okay, we have now the item number 7, the added item. Consider appointing a commission to serve on Joint Water Sewer Commission, and the term will end December 31st, 2017.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Commissioner Mike Browning to serve on the Joint Water and Sewer Commission.
Commissioner Browning's been nominated. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hear a motion the nominations be closed.
Motion.
Congratulations, Commissioner Browning.
Call for a vote.
I don't think we have to, but if you want to.
That was a motion. That was approval of the motions to close nominations. Now you need to vote on the actual appointment.
Okay. All those in favor of Commissioner Browning? Wait a minute. All those in favor of closing the nomination, did we vote on that? Signify by raising your right hand. Okay. The nominations are closed. All those in favor of Commissioner Browning serving on the JWSC, raise your right hand. I think that's a double whammy there. You're going.
Thank you.
Let me just say one thing. Commissioner Booker has served with distinction for 2 years, and we appreciate so much his service. And he was ready to let somebody else have a little fun. And so, thank you for your great service for 2 years, and thank you, Commissioner Browning, for your willingness to serve. All right. Any other business? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
All those in favor? Mr. Chairman, we don't have any